So maybe
is going.
Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Katrina Reyes. We're here each month with stories about life on the First Coast. First up, attacks against the LGBTQ+ community have been increasing in the state of Florida this year. Inside Jacksonville's Carter Mudgett shows us how some River City groups are trying to bring awareness to this new reality.
I think it's fair to mention the fact that statewide right now, LGBTQ+ individuals are more under attack than ever before.
There were 725 anti-LGBTQ+ bills introduced across America this year, according to the Movement Advancement Project. In Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis is waging a war on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and signed a record 6 expressly anti-LGBTQ+ bills into law this year. According to the Human Rights Campaign, that's more than the last 7 years combined.
We're not getting just to act on one front in the legislation. They're coming at us from all sides in all sorts of different ways.
Every time a new bill gets passed, it's kind of, I'm desensitized to it in a way. It's kind of an expected thing at this point.
Jack's River City Pride has been around since 1978, almost a full decade after the birth of the gay rights movement. In the years since, the nonprofit has worked to increase LGBTQ+ acceptance and participate in the city's annual Pride Parade and other festivities. However, with the backing of a new mayor amid increased attacks, those same events are carrying more weight this year.
One of the emotional things is watching Donna Deegan go through as a prime example, and every pocket of people that she hit along the parade route was ecstatic. I mean, the praise and the cheers that happened as she rolled through, that was a very emotional time.
Hundreds of people marched in the River City Pride Parade this year, turning the streets of Jacksonville rainbow. During a time of increased hate against those different than the majority, it's a powerful statement from the local community. Together with local organizations like River City Pride, they're flying a new banner of diversity, acceptance, and most importantly, unity throughout Jacksonville.
It was definitely a historic year for us, right? We have our first female mayor in the city, and we wanted to include that within the Pride festivities. We wanted to recognize the historical meaning behind this year in general.
The shift recently, especially with the election of Mayor Deegan, kind of shows that Jacksonville is no longer being that good old boy hub and being controlled by the far right that has kind of made it feel unfriendly to our community. So I think in relation to the rest of the state, our community is actually more accepting than the state as a whole, especially now that we have Mayor Deegan in office.
Though Florida is ramping up attacks against the LGBTQ+ community and shuttering its doors, Jacksonville is opening its arms. Carter Mudgett, Inside Jacksonville.
River City Pride's work is far from over. Conversations and community action will continue. More than 200 books on topics ranging from race, gender, and sexual identity have been removed from library shelves in Duval County schools. Inside Jacksonville's Mauricia Brown shows us how 9-0 Forward is trying to make a difference.
One reason that censoring diverse literature is an issue, especially for younger kids, is the idea that we oftentimes find representation in the books we read.
In January of 2022, Duval County banned over 200 books about religion, history, sexual identity, race, and gender.
I serve as the Equity and Policy Manager for an organization called 9-0 Forward. What we do at 9-0 Forward is ensure that the conversations surrounding race, diversity, equity, and inclusion are happening in our city, and we are doing our best to really engage our community in that critical dialogue. Lately, legislation has really been taking a toll on our students as far as what they can discuss and what they can learn in the classroom. One of those initiatives has been book banning, or hypercensorship of literature.
Banning books holds back diversity of thought and limits intellectual freedom, stopping students' ability to explore new ideas and perspectives.
Banning books are gateways of information, so banning books are hindering students from expanding their knowledge and learning.
I am currently a researcher and a book author of Equitable Instruction Empowered Students, and a lot of my research focuses on how students can feel welcomed and feel like they belong in classroom environments. One thing with book banning that I've noticed is that it attempts to silence the voices of students of color, and it renders them invisible in the classroom.
One key thing about making the world better is that we have to be able to accept and value, not just tolerate differences.
Marisha Brown, Inside Jacksonville.
Banning books in schools struggles to find a balance between teaching sensitive topics and fostering an environment that encourages intellectual freedom. Now for Filipino American History Month, we feature Sip and Parole, an event that highlights the strong Filipino American community and their undying Christmas spirit.
Sip and Parole was Jax Filipino's first of its series of events for Filipino American History Month. It features Filipinos' love for Christmas and the art of making the star-shaped Christmas ornament called the parole.
The parole is usually lit up. They're made of bamboo, so that's the inside part of the parole. Made of bamboo, then lights are put in it, and it is used as a lantern at Christmas time.
Jax Filipinos is a Filipino-American organization that partnered with the Museum of Science and History for the parole-making workshop. The event is also a part of Mosh's Passport series, which features events from different cultures in the city.
We really wanted to do something to showcase and celebrate the value of how diverse Jacksonville is.
Though the workshop is Jax Filipino's first event for the month-long celebration, many groups of friends and families have already shown up. 62 people gathered around to make the classic Filipino decor while also enjoying a refreshing drink and the delicious lumpia donated by 3 Filipino vendors.
I love it. I've got to meet different Filipinas and Filipinos from the Jacksonville community and other people as well.
It's really nice to just have everyone together in the same room and get to know who else is out here.
Making the parole requires a lot of effort and precision, but making it at Sip and Parole was smooth sailing. The ready-to-design star frames, handy instruction packets, and trusty instructors keep the participants on track to making their best ornaments.
The parole is an important part of Christmas in the Philippines. From the cutest, small ornaments to the largest ones that can light up the night sky, the parole symbolizes the Filipino Christmas spirit.
Filipinos are deeply religious people, and just to be able to express their culture through Christmas is very important.
Filipino Americans are the second largest Asian American group in the nation, with around 4 million Filipino Americans living in the U.S. and around 13,000 living in Jax. Preserving and celebrating the culture is undoubtedly essential.
As we're getting now into the first, second, now third generation of Filipinos, it's becoming more important to understand where you came from.
Events like Sip and Parole remind us to embrace our roots. The parole is a star of the night thanks to the Filipino American community and their undying love for their culture.
Jax Filipinos holds events throughout the year, and you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Jax Filipinos. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at a Jacksonville woman's efforts to promote menstrual health. Also after the break, the rare astronomical phenomenon seen around the First Coast. Inside Jacksonville, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Inside Jacksonville's Mallory Page shows us an organization centered on helping women and giving back.
According to the National Institute of Health, around 1.8 billion people across the globe menstruate every month, yet around 500 million people experience period poverty. Jacksonville local Alex Carrasquel created Jax Period Pantries as a way to increase awareness and access to menstrual products within the community.
Growing up, I am so grateful. I always had the tools that I needed for my period and just all the items, but I realized growing up that not everybody has that privilege.
One pantry is located outside of the Walrus, a vegan restaurant in Murray Hill. Another was recently set up outside of Cultivate and Femme Firebooks in Riverside. Inside, you'll find a variety of menstrual products like pads, tampons, liners, and more.
Period poverty is any time that a menstruating person does not have the products that they need to manage their menses.
She said that without security of having period products, people may misuse them, which can lead to serious health risks.
I would say most commonly would be yeast infections, just because, we need to stay clean and dry when we're on our menses. And it's hard to do that when you can't change your pad or your tampon.
A 2021 study found that 23% of students have struggled to afford period products, and 51% of students have worn period products for longer than recommended. It's time to break the stigma around periods. It shouldn't be embarrassing or difficult to ask for help when it's considered basic health care, but most of the time, menstrual products are either inaccessible or unaffordable.
periods are not dirty, and one of the ways that we can advocate to destigmatize it is just talking positively about periods.
While we've come a long way, there's still a long way to go. Women still don't feel that they can talk about this or access support or products that they need because of that stigma of there being something embarrassing or shameful about menstruation, which is really just fundamentally flawed.
Again, since lawmakers are not doing what they're supposed to, mutual aid is what comes next, so we only have one another, which is one of the reasons why I decided to start the Pantry, and I couldn't be doing this without all the support that I've received.
There are lots of organizations, but we need to make those organizations more visible and accessible to an average young woman.
Although global access to period products might not be a reality for the near future, we can at least start by being a helping hand for those in our community and follow in footsteps like Caraskel's. Mallory Pace, Inside Jacksonville.
Initiatives like Jack's Period Pantries go a long way in helping women manage what can often be an expensive process. Up next, Ian Cork takes us on a 5K run that raises awareness and helps bring hope and joy to children battling life-threatening illnesses.
Dreams Come True is a Jacksonville-based nonprofit that makes children's dreams literally come true. Anywhere from trips to Disneyland to experiencing snow for the first time or even enjoying the company of a new puppy, they vow to never turn away a dreamer. Each year, Dreams Come True hosts a 5K charity raising both awareness and sponsors for their cause. This event draws over 500 runners, including those running for charity and others simply running for the love of running.
I'm Cole Sweezy, go to St. Augustine High School. I'm a sophomore, and I love to run. I've ran multiple other 5Ks before with cross country and just regular road races. It was really nice. Weather's great, cool, not too hot, not too cold. Felt really good, so I just gave it all I had and left it all on the course. Big mental game. I have pre-states for high school cross country next weekend, but road race, I'm not really sure.
And now we will talk to Julie Gherkins about running the 5K and what Dreams Come True means to her.
I chose to run in the Dreams Come True 5K because my company works really closely with Dreams Come True, and it was for a great cause. Dreams Come True is a really important organization in the Jacksonville community. They help local children who are battling life-threatening illnesses to have whatever dreams they want to come true. The Dreams Come True 5K was super fun. I got to spend a lot of time with my coworkers just walking the 5K. We had some people run it, which was really nice. They had so many activities for the kids, like face painting, and we also were able to get some Chick-fil-A breakfast, so it was super nice.
The 5K happens once a year, so visit Dreams Come True's website for more information. Ian Cork, Inside Jacksonville.
For more information about Dreams Come True, visit their website at www.dreamscometrue.org. A few weeks ago, a solar eclipse made its way through much of the U.S., including the First Coast. Inside Jacksonville's Catherine Keith takes a closer look at this astronomical phenomenon.
On one partly cloudy afternoon this month in Jacksonville, we got to experience what local astronomers have been looking forward to seeing all year long, an annular solar eclipse. These eclipses aren't rare, for they happen once every 1 to 2 years, but this one is special for all of Jacksonville's astronomy-loving residents.
The best that we're going to get is about half of the sun's disk being chomped up by the moon, almost looking like the sun had a bite taken out of it. Like if you're looking at the sun with eclipse glasses on, then you would see about half of the sun and the moon just being there. You can't miss it. You won't be able to miss it unless there's clouds.
Finding yourself in the path of annularity is difficult due to the small-sized range of sight from Earth, but watchers here were still able to get a little glimpse of a part of this eclipse even through the clouds.
Annular, the moon doesn't totally cover the sun, so it's sometimes called the ring of fire eclipse because part of the sun is showing all the way around. So you have to wear protection to look at it all the time. Total solar eclipse, the moon completely covers the sun.
This viewing is done with the help of glasses, telescopes, computers, and even handmade eclipse viewing boxes.
My computer is capturing the sun with a camera, and I have a Daystar
chrominance filter, and allows me to see the different features of the chromosphere of the sun.
To be able to bring the community together and view the solar eclipse today is something that the Northeast Florida Astronomical Society loves to do.
So far we've had maybe 100, 150 people, and out of this event, I'm very excited about it. I'm a physics major here at UNF, and I have a strong interest in astronomy, and with this event I really hope that people have a renewed interest in astronomy and come out to our events in the future.
I'm curious about how if the moon is so small compared to the sun, how could it block it?
Jacksonville has proven that even through a cloudy day like this, there's still something to be looking up to. This is Kath and Keith, Inside Jacksonville.
The next eclipse will be April 8th, 2024. Eclipses are a prime example of what the sky has to offer, so never stop looking up. Coming up, we'll show you a collection of vintage toys that would impress even Santa. Plus, adorable dogs and costumes have taken over Jack, so stick around. You're watching Inside Jacksonville on CW17. Welcome back. Inside Jacksonville's Alexa Villegas takes us on a culinary journey to a local restaurant that features the best of Venezuelan cuisine.
The arepa, a typical Venezuelan dish that has taken over the world, and now you can try it at Arepa Please, located on Riverside. The business opened their doors in 2018 and it has been a success ever since.
I'm here outside Arepa Please, a place that has gained the hearts of the Riverside community. It's a great place to come and try a little flavor of the Venezuelan culture.
An arepa is basically a container made out of corn. It's a cornbread, kind of, but we grill it, we open it and stuff it, and we can put different stuff inside. That's the way I kind of describe it.
They are characterized by their peculiar interior design.
So we wanted to try like a contemporary cafe style for Arepa Please. We were going in a different direction as traditional cuisine for Venezuelan places. And we also like art a lot, so we collaborate with a lot of local artists to make it look like this trendy. And
representing and sharing their culture is a big part of what Arepa Please is all about.
My favorite part about working here is how I get to share every day a little piece of my culture with different people.
They offer a large variety of Venezuelan dishes, such as empanadas, tequeños, cachapas, but the most important one and popular is certainly the wonderful arepa. Crunchy cornbread stuffed with topics such as chicken, beef, and many other combinations that make all your food dreams come true. This Venezuelan dish and Arepa Please have created new experiences and captured the hearts of locals and tourists around the Jacksonville area.
My favorite part has to be like the vibes and like the aesthetic of the interior, and like I said, the food is just amazing, so all around it's a great experience.
Alexa Villegas, Inside Jacksonville.
If you would like to try those classic Venezuelan dishes, you can check out Arepa Please at Riverside Avenue. Slice of Life International is a one-of-a-kind consignment store in Jacksonville Beach with a treasure trove of unique toys. Inside Jacksonville's Teresa Hardman takes a peek inside of their business of selling nostalgia.
Slice of Life International opened on November 1st, 2022 in Jacksonville Beach. Toy lover and owner Terry Cavally has accumulated a wide range of unique toys at her store and hopes to keep the joy of toys alive.
I kind of wandered into teaching, and I taught preschool, VPK, and kindergarten. I started introducing my kids in the classrooms to all the cool toys that I've always loved. I had accumulated a lot of toys because I'd have every different theme. And then I ended up getting hit in another car accident, and I lost my voice. And so I couldn't talk in the classroom for the whole day. So I would lose my voice, and so I couldn't stay with teaching. So I had all these toys at home, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to open up a toy store because I have all these toys that are really cool that I handpicked for every topic that you could come up with. And then I had my own vintage toys, and then I just really love them.
From Lego to Hot Wheels, Barbie to Littlest Pet Shops, vintage collectibles to unique one-of-a-kind pieces, this beautiful gem has a piece of joy for everyone.
Well, it's a cute story.
I ended up collecting Littlest Pet Shops for my daughter when she was younger, and it was such a cute thing. But when she got older and she moved out of the house, I got rid of them. Now it's becoming a collectibles item again. So we are back at looking and trying to find them, and we found this beautiful little place here on the beachside, and we are now getting to collect them again, and hopefully one day we'll have some grandchildren and she'll be able to share them with them.
You know, if you look at our history, you watch the news, and it's always something horrible or sad or destructive and something going on. And you know, you need toys to kind of lighten things up and create those happy moments. I think it just kind of takes the edge off of a brutal world, really.
Teresa Hardman, Inside Jacksonville.
You can find Slice of Life International at 1328 3rd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. And finally this month, our Kara Scarborough visits an event centered completely around dogs taking over at Colonial Oak Music Park.
On Friday the 13th, Colonial Oak Music Park hosted Dogtober Fest, a night filled with music, food and drinks, and of course, dogs. The big selling point of this event was the dog costume contest, where dogs of all shapes and sizes competed for the best costume of them all.
The love and energy here for dogs is very high at Colonial Oak Music Park. We've seen dogs dressed up as crocodiles, bats, pumpkins. They do this every year for Ayla's Acres No-Kill Animal Shelter.
Dogtober Fest has been going on, I believe, for the last 4 years. The Colonial Oak Music Park puts it on for us every year, and Sierra Nevada is the sponsor. We have about 50 animals in St. Augustine in foster care, so we need to be able to get them vet care, food, and anything that they need. We take care of that.
Ayla's Acres also benefits from a 50-50 raffle, a silent auction, and $2 from every sale of a special drink called the Rescue Drink. The shelter consists of paid staff and volunteers who all work to take care of the animals in their sanctuary. Other than dogs, they have horses, cats, birds, and more that have to be cared for daily.
We are no-kill animal rescue. All of our animals are in foster care, so we bring in animals, dogs and cats. We feed them, we vet them, we get them neutered and spayed if they need to.
Some of those dogs, just like humans, they know what a bad life is, you know, and some of them make the best loving dogs there are. They know the bad experiences, and when they get a kind owner that can show them love, compassion, and grace, you know, they'll be affectionate and they'll be dedicated to them for the rest of their lives. You know, unconditional love, that's what dogs are here for.
Though most of the dogs were tired out before the end of the night, the music park's energy kept up, along with the funds raised for the shelter. Kara Scarborough, Inside Jacksonville.
Though Dogtober Fest only happens once a year, the Rescue Drink at Colonial Oak Music Park continues to support Ayla's Acres No-Kill Animal Shelter. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville. If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com. And look under the Digital Journalism tab, where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube at InsideJacksUNF. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here on the CW17.